Thursday night college football presented by Dr. Pepper. The 22nd ranked Canes host Bethune-Cookman at 1-1. Oh, I don't think there's any doubt. Brashard Smith had an incredible kick return. Joe Test did a great job calling that one. One of the Upmen takes it. And he'll get back past the 30-yard line to about the 34. Tyler Van Dyke will take the field, and Van Dyke in the gun to begin this one. 1st and 10 for Miami. Van Dyke with plenty of time to the boundary. Complete there to Jacoby George, who had a hat trick last week.
Yeah, right there you see Cookman just playing off coverage. You know, look for them to do that the whole entire night tonight. Not anything behind them.
A 13-yard gain. Now a toss here for Miami. A short gain there to Colby Young. Colby Young, a JUCO transfer last season. He has transformed his game.
Yeah, just really big and amazing after the catch. You don't think that a body type that size should be as good as going through the middle as he is, but he could get the ball and just take it to the house with that speed.
5-yard gain for Young there. 2nd and 5 for Miami. The keeper by Tyler Van Dyke, and Van Dyke picks up a first down, a 6-yard gain as he gets taken down by Iverson Clement, the corner for Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, nobody realizes Tyler Van Dyke is 6'4", 230 pounds. He could bring some a little bit behind it.
You don't see him run that often because of that great arm. He swings it out to his tailback Parrish, and Parrish with a nice gain there of about 4.
I love the play calling of Coach Dawson so far. He knows Bethune-Cookman's not going to allow them to go deep, so he's short intermediate passes to try to force that defense now to come up and try to make a play. Look for them to go play action deep over the top here soon.
Miami going with tempo. Parrish gets through a tackler and taken down after another first down for Parrish, a gain of 13.
This Miami offensive line just absolutely gets it done up front, and Parrish finishes with the physicality.
1st and 10 for Miami, inside the 30-yard line of Bethune-Cookman. There's Brashard Smith on the end around, trying to make a guy miss, turns the corner, does pick up a couple there. Van Dyke, quick toss to Restrepo, his roommate, making a couple of guys miss, and picks up the first down. An 8-yard gain there by Xavier Restrepo.
We're going to continue to see Miami do things like this to get the ball in playmakers' hands.
Those two are definitely always on the same page, Orlando. They golf together, they eat together, they're clearly roommates, as I mentioned. Parrish up the gut. Good run there. 5-yard gain.
Look at the patience that you see Parrish running with right now.
Van Dyke coming off a 5-touchdown game against Texas A&M. And Van Dyke with the keeper, and he walks into the end zone for the touchdown. A 10-yard scamper by Tyler Van Dyke, adding to that touchdown total, this time on the ground.
It's a walk-in, so great job of executing this offense and starting off fast. That was one of the big keys for Miami today.
Tyler Van Dyke, first rushing TD of the season, the 2nd of his career. Extra point is up and good. 9 plays, 65 yards, 4 minutes and 9 seconds off the clock, and Miami in business early.
Miami getting it done. Tyler Van Dyke wheeling and dealing, but showing teams that he could get it done with his legs. Absolutely love that after Coach Dawson.
Back to South Florida, the Canes with an early lead as they put up 7 on their first drive, Orlando.
Yeah, if you're Cookman, you got to find a way to back this Miami defense off. This defense is playing with some real confidence right now, George.
I will tell you this, Orlando. Darnell Dees is a heck of a kick returner. He's their special teams captain, preseason first-team All-SWAC. Last year, had a good return against Miami, so you got to be careful for him for sure. Borregales with the kick and sails it over the head of Dees. So no worry about a return there. Luke Sprague, the starting quarterback today for Bethune-Cookman. He was the backup the first 2 games, but certainly got a lot of run, Orlando. He's a big fella.
Yeah, you look for him tonight, George, to just continue to go in the right direction, right? Last week he was able to get in the game, and now he has his opportunity to start. Look for them to get the ball out of his hands as fast as possible to try to stress this Miami defense.
Coach Joe Gerbino told us that this kid just soaks it all in, man. He's the first one in there, beat him to the facility the other day. And here's Sprague in trouble, gets out of it, able to get some positive yardage out of that, gets a 4-yard gain there as the Canes almost wrapped him up in the backfield.
Right there he shows you what that big 221-pound body frame could handle right there, not going down on the initial contact and being able to pick up a couple yards for his offense.
2nd and 6 from the 29. Quick toss to the boundary to number 2. Dakari Allen Johnson. Their 2 starters are Dakari Allen Johnson and Davino Ellington. Those are the guys you'll hear a lot from. A 4-yard gain there. He's an Orlando native. A lot of Florida kids, obviously, on Bethune-Cookman, the Daytona Beach school. Sprague with time. Out to the sideline to Allen Johnson again. And enough for the first down, it looks like, or at least it's going to be close. And they'll give it to him. They'll give him the first down, it looks like. There's a lot of speed on this Bethune-Cookman squad. Don't get it twisted, man.
Yeah, it's a nice team. You know, they got a lot of guys that run track and could absolutely go the distance.
Jimmy Robinson in the backfield. Sprague. Pocket collapsing. Flag on the play. Ball is loose. Leonard Taylor picks it up. And he gets taken down near the 5-yard line, but whistles everywhere and flags everywhere. We're taking a look here. The long discussion by the officials.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the offense. Holding, number 79, penalty is declined. Intentional grounding, number 5, ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Loss of down, 2nd down.
That is a monster penalty. Couple of penalties for Bethune.
Miami's defense just getting after it up the middle, right? I mean, you look at that.
As you heard, a loss of down. So 2nd and 23. Sprague in the gun. Hands it off to Basil. Up the middle, and Basil taken down immediately near the 25-yard line by Francisco Maui Noah. A 4-yard gain. You have the 2 Maui Noah brothers. Francisco, the middle linebacker, transfer from Washington State. And Francis is the offensive lineman, the heralded offensive lineman, the freshman starter at right tackle.
Yeah, this team wants to play downhill and as fast as possible.
3rd and 19, not the situation you want if you're Bethune-Cookman against this Miami front. No Nigel Lee Kelly today, no Akeem Mesidor, and no Dean as well for Miami.
That's a lot of firepower that this Miami defensive line is missing. What a great opportunity for young guys to get some snaps today.
Sprague with time, throws over the middle. It is caught, but shy of the first down. It'll be about 2 yards shy there. Does Bethune-Cookman go after a 17-yard gain here on 4th down, Orlando? But Sprague also holding his right shoulder as he took a shot.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting because you kind of want to go if you're Cookman, because you're able to kind of capture some momentum.
See the hit that Sprague took here as he got pushed down to the ground. Anthony Frederic is out there to punt, and for Miami, William Hawkins back there to receive, and he fields it inside his 5, gets taken down at about the 7.
Great job by Cookman right there covering that punt.
52-yard punt, 3-yard return. Miami will get the ball on offense in just a moment.
I know you've got many memories. Do you have a favorite from your time as a player or a coach that you want to share with us?
Well, as a coach, it's got to be when we played Notre Dame in 2017, and we beat the brakes off them pretty bad. But the fans were nuts. Everything we tried scored, and it was one of the most fun times I've had as a head coach.
I know you and many of the Canes fans are rooting for the same thing this season for Mario Cristobal's crew. Thank you for your time and taking it to spend with us, okay?
Thank you, Marilyn.
George.
Thank you, Marilyn. Congratulations to Coach Rick. Of course, a teammate of ours here at ESPN and ACC Network. A 15-yard gain there by Henry Parrish a moment ago. Love Coach Rick. He's hard not to love. Van Dyke down the middle to Colby Young. Incomplete. Had it in his breadbasket, Orlando.
Coach Rick, just unbelievable head coach. I remember he recruited me while he was at Georgia, and I was happy to see him come back to the University of Miami.
So on punts, we've got a lot of guys switching jerseys because of the double numbers. So Restrepo is 37 on punts. Van Dyke hands it off to Parrish.
I mean, it's running back kind of by committee, but what I love about him the most is his physicality that he brings. So I would like to see Miami try to get him a little bit more involved in the passing game.
Well, you see Xavier Restrepo involved in the passing game there. A monster gain there over the middle. 20 yards from Van Dyke to Restrepo down at the 45-yard line.
They continue to get those the yards after the catch.
Parrish up the middle. Not much there. Perhaps even a loss on the play. They'll say no gain. And a little extracurricular activity on the boundary there between Colby Young and Iverson Clement.
Yeah, these guys have been going at it from the first whistle. You know, Colby Young continues to show with that big body that he could get after it in the passing game or the running game. 6'5", and he can run block as well.
No gain on that play. A.J. Allen now in the backfield for the first time, the transfer from Nebraska. 2nd and 10 for Miami. Van Dyke, plenty of time. Has a man. It is caught and complete for a first down to Jacoby George. A gain of 11.
They're playing press bail as a defense, so Jacoby George is going to be able to create space at the top of that route anytime he wants to.
Great game for the University of Miami. Van Dyke hands it off up the middle. A.J. Allen with a gain of 4.
Yeah, you talk about Jacoby George last week. You know, after a muff punt, it's easy to get in your head and shut down. But this young man was able to stay focused and ended up with 3 touchdowns on the night. This coaching staff says he has no ceiling, George.
Shelton Qualls Jr. on the tackle. You know that name. His father played in the National Football League. Coach Woody actually played with him in Canada. Young man went from safety to linebacker now. Van Dyke, all day to throw. Fires over the middle to Restrepo, and he comes up with it. Another big play for Xavier Restrepo down to the 15-yard line.
Just a nice little seam route. Restrepo does a great job with his release at the line of scrimmage, but just stressing the defense, and Van Dyke with a Van Dime, right? Dimes.
Hey, he's going to charge you for that one. 26-yard gain there. He trademarked that thing. You don't want to say that unless you're willing to pay up, pal.
Hey, I saw his mom wearing the jersey last week. This is him just understanding the catch radius of Restrepo right there. Restrepo's not a big guy, but yet Tyler Van Dyke understands exactly what Restrepo can go out there and do, and puts the ball where only he could get it.
A 2-yard loss there for Miami on that play. 2nd and 12. Ball on the 17. Van Dyke play action, finds the tight end, McCormick, the 6-year player out of Oregon who's very familiar with Mario Cristobal, an incredible blocker for the University of Miami. It's like having an extra offensive lineman, gains 8 there.
Yeah, 6'5", 260 pounds. Miami runs a nice little zone read. Tyler Van Dyke understands that he could get it right there to McCormick and let the big fella get going.
3rd and 3 for Miami. 11th play of the drive for the Canes. A.J. Allen in the backfield to the right of Van Dyke. Restrepo in motion. Van Dyke to Allen, makes a man miss and gets into the end zone. Another touchdown for the Canes. A.J. Allen, the Nebraska transfer, puts the Canes on the board, and they're up 13.
A.J. Allen just does an unbelievable job of making the guy miss at the second level. He's able to now transfer his weight and now hit that speed button to get across the goal line. Miami's doing a heck of a job right now, George, of mixing it up, run pass, and keeping Cookman on their heels because they're not knowing what's coming next.
Borregales with the extra point is good. A.J. Allen, his first rushing TD of the season, his first rushing TD as a Miami Hurricane. The third of his career. 11 plays, 93 yards.
Tyler Bethea will take the field here for Bethune-Cookman. He did start last game for this team, and the coaching staff praised him for what he did do. He was a quarterback that was going to play tonight in certain packages anyway, but with this injury situation, it looks like it'll be his the remainder.
Thank you, Maryland. Kickoff goes and sails through the end zone. Here's the hit Sprague took, Orlando. What do you see there?
Yeah, just the Miami defensive line doing a great job of collapsing that pocket and staying relentless with the rush. You know, that's the thing that you're going to have to worry about with going against this Miami team right now. They are deep at every position on defense, and they rush with a relentless effort.
The first 2 weeks of the season, Bethune-Cookman started Walter Simmons and Luke Sprague came in, but they are with Tyler Bethea, as Maryland mentioned. They're going to roll with Bethea. Basil in the backfield with him. And they hand it off to Basil, who picks up a nice gain there. A gain of 7 yards.
Great job right there by Bethune-Cookman on offense, and just getting Bethea comfortable where it's a zone read option just right from the get-go, where he can read the end man on the line of scrimmage if he's given or if he's keeping it. So love the play call. Now let's get him acclimated to the game with some short passes as well.
They have a good running back group there. Jimmy Robinson.
Thank you.
As we have a issue there. Officials fixing that. Basil, who we saw, had 2 TDs last week. Jimmy Robinson also. Terry Lindsay is in now, but they play a lot of backs, much like Miami does.
Yeah, it's a room by committee. You know, no guy is selfish in that room, and everybody understands that they're going to have an opportunity to get some touches.
Bethea completes the pass there to Terry Lindsay. A 1-yard gain, tackle made by Jaden Wayne, the freshman out of Tacoma, Washington, played at IMG.
Yeah, the Hurricanes are super excited about Wayne, just with his ability, and they love how he's developed this offseason coming in, ready to play.
They'll give him a 2-yard gain. 3rd and 1 coming up here. Canes might have jumped off there. Bethea takes a shot down the field, out of bounds. Intended for Davino Ellington, but that will likely be a first down for Bethune-Cookman.
Offside. Defense number 18, 5-yard penalty, results in a first down.
1st and 10 from their own 39. Bethea with some time, rolling out of the pocket. He's gonna toss it as he approached the line of scrimmage, and it'll be incomplete. Smart play there because Miami was already in his face.
Yes.
But I thought he was going to tuck it and run for a second there.
Yeah, he got kind of right there in no man's land. He was in that place where he didn't really know what he was going to do next, George.
Corey Flagg was in his face. A handoff to Basil. Basil picks up another nice chunk of change there as he gets 9 yards on that play. It'll be 3rd and 1 again for Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, if you're Bethune-Cookman, you got to be feeling pretty good with how you've been able to operate your offense so far. A couple first downs. Before this drive, they had only had 1 first down, but now they're moving the ball a little bit. A crucial 3rd and 1 coming up right here for Cookman.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter. Bethune-Cookman threatening to get into Canes territory, but trailing by 14. 3rd and 6 now from the 43. Canes showing blitz. Now they back off. Bethea looking to the sideline to change the play. Canes now crowding the line of scrimmage again. Bethea drops back. Here comes pressure. Throws it. And it is almost picked off. Jaden Davis with the play there.
Jaden Davis does a heck of a job to get a a tip on the ball, but you got to get that if you're James Williams right there. You got to keep it alive. So almost tip drill, almost going the other way.
Miami leading 14-0. A line drive punt. Restrepo will receive, make a move, going down the middle, and taken down near the 30-yard line. Malik Stinnett with the tackle there, a 47-yard punt, 19-yard return.
Yeah, the ACC feels a little different this year with Duke coming out swinging week 1 and getting a huge win against Clemson.
Miami hands it off there to A.J. Allen, who picks up a nice chunk of change there. He gets a first down after about a 15-yard gain.
You got to love the patience of this young man. He allows the play to develop in front of him and then, busts out to the outside and uses his speed to get to the edge. 16
yards for Allen. Shelton Quarles Jr. with the tackle for Bethune-Cookman. Van Dyke, a career high passing last week versus Texas A&M. Throws it to the boundary to Jacoby George. He picks up about 7 yards there. 8 yards on the gain there. 2nd and 2. Canes. Van Dyke moving out of the pocket, trying to avoid tacklers, spins around, and then throws it out of bounds. Nifty footwork there by Tyler Van Dyke. Allen in the backfield to the right of Van Dyke. Gets the carry right up the gut and picks up the first down to the 39-yard line. A gain of 6, they'll say. Actually, they'll mark him down at the 41, so a gain of 6 on the play. First down and 10 from the Bethune 41. Van Dyke hands it off again to Allen. Allen right up the middle. Pick up a 5 on that one.
I tell you what, George, Francis Mainoa just absolutely crushes his man and brings him 7 yards down the field and finishes. You got to love the physicality right now that this team is playing with.
Francis Mainoa last week did pick up a couple penalties, but one of them I felt like was undeserving. He just took down that Texas A&M defender and basically tackled him to the ground.
We got to remember, this guy is still a true freshman. He hasn't played a ton of football, right? I thought he did a heck of a job of holding his own out there and shoring up that right side for Van Dyke.
Van Dyke all day there to throw to Restrepo. Picks up another first down as he goes out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
These two continue to show you the chemistry, man. Restrepo does a great job. This is one of those deep out routes, and he's able to catch it in bounds as well. 21-yard gain. Miami in business inside the red zone. Quick toss to Jacoby George down the sidelines into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. Jacoby George. And this is where you start to see potentially the disparity in talent between these two squads. The extra point for Borregales upcoming. And it is no good. It looks like it may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. Jacoby George, fresh off 3 TDs last week, adds a 4th for the season, his 5th of his career. Miami, after a missed extra point, up 20-0. With some of the explosive plays from their great receiving core and skill position players in general. Jacoby George is bought in. There was a lot of challenges in that regard this past season as the staff took over, previous staff. A lot of the guys were holdovers, and George very talented. You see that touchdown there, throwing up the U. Tylik Bethea again in at quarterback now for Bethune-Cookman. Luke Sprague hurt in the first quarter. An 8-yard gain there by Terry Lindsay. Miami coming with pressure. Bethea goes down the field, incomplete, intended for Omari Stewart. I don't know that I love the call right there, George. Cookman has been doing a great job of running the football. But right here, it looks like it's coming back. Might be holding.
Holding. Offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That was Adam Savoy, our lead official.
Yeah, right there, Fergulis just doesn't keep his feet moving. You know, that's where you're going to get yourself in trouble as an offensive lineman. When you're going against guys that are athletically gifted, you got to make sure that you set back with depth and keep those feet moving until you hear that whistle's blown.
2nd and 12 now for Bethune-Cookman. The young man Bethea put in a challenging position. Francisco Mauigoa showing blitz. Here they come, and the Canes swallow up Bethea near the 15-yard line. A sack there by Harrison Hunt.
Yeah, Harrison Hunt, just motor guy, just nice little TT stunt by the two defensive tackles, him and Leonard Taylor right there.
Played over 60 snaps against Texas A&M due to injuries, but they love him. He's a legacy player. His uncle Tolbert Payne played here at the University of Miami. And on 3rd and 18, the Wildcats were stuffed by the Canes. And no gain there on the play.
Yeah, if you're Cookman, you got to look at trying to stay ahead of the down and distance. You've been running the ball really well, but Miami has dominated on everything. Right now, Miami has 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. In the first down department, they have 14 touchdowns to Cookman's 2, and they are crushing it in yards. But if you're Cookman, you just need to settle down a little bit and continue to run the football and no more self-inflicted wounds.
Anthony Frederic inside his own 5. Restrepo waiting for the ball at his own 40. Fair catch near the 45-yard line, and that's where Miami will begin their next drive. A 38-yard punt, no return. The Canes looking to tack on more. First victory as a head coach last week against Savannah State. Canes, handoff up the middle. Cheney with a huge run there.
Just burst through the middle of that offensive line between Lee and Cooper on that right side.
26-yard gain. Looks good out there. It's good to see him back out there. Struggled with injuries early in his Canes career. Homestead, Florida native.
Getting healthy at the right time, though.
Gets it again. Big hole on the left side. Dragging defenders and gets another first down after. And he's still going. What a run there by Donald Cheney.
Gotta love those big mosh pits and keep pushing. But Donald Cheney just does a great job of bursting through the hole. And then you see everybody come to the party to try to get as much yards as possible. I thought they were going to carry him to the goal line, George.
Cheney is still in the backfield to the left of Van Dyke. Van Dyke, 3 big plays in this game to his roommate Xavier Restrepo. 1 of 20, 1 of 26, and 1 of 21 yards. But on the ground here, Cheney makes a man miss. Hit him with the hezzy as he gets down inside the 5.
You're seeing the change of pace. You know, that's the unique thing about this deep running back room. Cheney right here, a little bit of hesitation in the hole, and just now it burst.
Down to the 3-yard line, can still get a first down here. The handoff to Cheney, walks into the end zone, touchdown Miami, and strumming the guitar, Donald Cheney Jr. A 3-yard scamper, and Miami is rocking now.
Got to give the love to the big boys up front. You know, Mario Cristobal said the reason why Tyler Van Dyke feels so comfortable back there is because some new faces up front. You saw that last drive. It was all ground and pound, run game, run game. So shout out to the big boys up front.
You have an offensive line coach. You know that offensive line is going to be strong if he has anything to say about it. The extra point is up and good. Donald Cheney Jr., his 2nd rushing TD of the season, 6th of his career. Cheney, all rushing. The last drive, all Donald Cheney Jr.
Yeah, he was able to take it and put it on his shoulders, along with that offensive line up front. Miami right now, George, 6 runs of 10 yards or plus. Just big play after big play for this offense right now.
141 yards on the ground for Miami. Borregales with the kickoff. Sails over Dees' head. And Bethune-Cookman will begin on their own 25. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, and Marilyn Payne with you here. Jimmy Robinson up the middle and swallowed up immediately for a loss there of 2 on the play. Tackle made by Corey Flagg Jr. And Handoff again to Robinson, the captain on offense. Nothing doing there, no gain. 3rd and long coming up, 3rd and 12.
Miami's defensive line just continues to be able to wreak havoc in the backfield. Right now, that's where you're seeing the biggest mismatch on this field. Offensive line and defensive line. And Miami's offensive line and defensive line have been taking care of business since they kicked off a couple hours ago.
Miami's defensive line crowding the line of scrimmage. Extra backers there. Here comes the blitz, and they take down Bethea. Jacob Lichtenstein, South Florida kid, USC transfer 2 seasons ago, taking down Bethea, and it is 4th down. Bethune forced to punt.
Love the call by Coach Gritty right there. You put double A-gap mug, knowing that you're going to bring more than Bethune-Cookman can handle.
3rd sack tonight, a loss of 7 on that play. Frederic to punt near his end zone. Restrepo to field it. Fair catch at the 43-yard line, and Miami will begin their next drive there. A 41-yard punt, no return. Tyler Van Dyke and company ready to cook again. Games. FSU champions back in 2021. You and I were at Florida State last week, in Miami this week, your alma mater. Tyler Van Dyke back there with time and finds Colby Young for a catch there. They'll say he caught it, and a gain of 9 on the play near the sideline.
Colby Young, 6'5", 215 pounds, and he needed every inch of that 6'5" body frame to lay out and go get that catch for Tyler Van Dyke right there.
Donald Chaney back in the backfield after the gain of 9. And they give it to Chaney, cutting towards the sideline, and gets hit near the 40-yard line. A pickup there of approximately 7.
Love the fact that he bounced it right there. But what I love even more, George, is Jacoby George and Ray Joseph on the exterior, blocking down the field to try to spring Donald Chaney to a few extra yards.
1st and 10 for Miami from the 41-yard line of Bethune. Bethune showing blitz. And a pitch there to Ray Joseph, the young freshman who they're very excited about. He is lightning quick, taken down there. 4-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, you see this Cookman defense doing a great job of just rushing and staying in their gap integrity right there. You see Walls, he jets up the field. He's able to create a pile and not allow Joseph to bend that corner right there. And it lines up in a great play for a tackle for a loss.
Ray Joseph from Miami Edison. Henry Parrish back in the game for Miami at tailback. 2nd and 14. The 45 of Bethune-Cookman. Parrish puts his head down. Picks up a nice chunk of change there. A gain of 9 as it'll be 3rd and more manageable, and the rain is coming down now.
A nice run by Parrish right behind Rivers and Cohen, the left side of that offensive line. But I love that Miami continues to keep their game plan. If you want to play back on your heels and not allow us to go and take shots down the field, we'll continue to run the ball until you want to give us an 8-man box. Right now, Miami just dominated, 157 yards rushing.
Sparrow on the tackle for Bethune-Cookman, 3rd and 5 here. The Wildcats showing blitz. Here they come. They pick it up, Miami does, and a toss over the middle for a 1st down to Colby Young. Miami inching closer to the red zone after a gain of 8.
This offense under Coach Dawson looks so different. You look at, Parrish picking up the blitz, but Tyler Van Dyke staying calm and knowing that he has time for Colby Young to get out of his break, and those guys are able to hook up for another 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 25 as the rain comes down. I know Maryland is a vet. She's got her rain gear ready to roll down there on the sideline. Bethune-Cookman showing blitz again, and here they come. Miami picks it up. Van Dyke to the end zone! Incomplete! Intended for Colby Young. Colby saying he had it. but the official telling him he bobbled it and did not control it.
A beautiful ball by Van Dyke right there. Just a moon ball to come down the right time. Kobe Young just got to squeeze it a little bit harder, but he might have got it.
Good play there by Iverson Clement, the quarterback for Bethune-Cookman. 2nd and 10 for Miami at the 25. They hand off to Parrish, bounces it out to the left side, picks up the first down. An 11-yard gain for Henry Parrish.
Guys, it's not the building. It's just reality.
1st and 10 for Miami here. Van Dyke play action to Young. Dives into the end zone, loses the football. Flags are flying on the play. Bethune-Cookman will recover in the end zone. It'll be a touchback, but let's see what the laundry's about.
Yeah, Kobe Young does a great job in space right there, creating separation.
Clement recovered it in the end zone. The officials huddling here.
Ruling on the field is a catch, fumble, recovered by the defense for a touchback. Personal foul, targeting, defense number 8. That play is under further review.
The targeting would be on Johnny Harris, the 3rd of Sanford, Florida. A junior college transfer for Bethune-Cookman. But it didn't look like he broke the plane.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he broke the plane right there. And Johnny Harris just trying to play fast out there, George. You know, Kobe Young puts it away, and it's like bang, bang. But I don't think he broke the plane at all. And unfortunately, it definitely does look like targeted.
Yeah, he led with the helmet there. I know people are going to say, well, it wasn't helmet-to-helmet contact. You still can't lead with the helmet.
Can't lead with the helmet, and that's where it gets scary. With the side of the head right there. Right, that's where guys get.
Oh, he did actually make helmet-to-helmet on that particular angle. You can see it. It looked like he had hit the shoulder pad on the previous.
To further review, there is no foul for targeting. The result of the play is a recovery by the defense for a touchback. First down, Bethune-Cookman.
Bethune.
Self-inflicted wounds, Miami. 2
previous drives, 3 and out. Bethea hands it off to Robinson up the middle. Picks up a couple of yards. A little over a minute to go here in the half.
Bethune continues to try to use Harris and Dees and Franklin up front.
4-yard gain. And a timeout here.
You're talking about can't let him in.
This game last year, I was here with Maryland. And Tyler Van Dyke and Xavier Restrepo put on a show. You see Michael Redding there. Miami won big in that one.
Yeah, they were able to go out there and get the job done, both running the football and throwing it. But still, there was a lot of work to be done for this Miami team. Love the timeout, though, George, with this coaching staff. Settle the defense down. Let this defense know that before half, we can't give up anything cheap. We got to go out there and play fundamentally sound football.
Robinson in the backfield. Takes the handoff up the middle, and it feels like Bethune-Cookman going conservative here. It'll be a gain of 1 on the play. Timeout Miami again, defensive. 3rd and 5 for Bethune-Cookman. Miami trying to get their defense off the field. Showing blitz. Handoff to Robinson up the middle, and he is wrapped up by Francisco Mauinoa, 2 yards shy of the first down. And Miami will hold, depending on what Bethune-Cookman will do here. Miami will take another timeout, and Bethune-Cookman, who thought about going for a second, will trot to the sideline to chat. To do it, Maryland. You can see those bodies a little different, that's for sure. Bethune-Cookman with another punt, a line drive punt to Restrepo, who will fair catch it inside his 30. Bethune with 5 punts, only 2 first downs in this game. A 45-yard punt, no return, and Miami will look to try to put up more points on the board.
Yeah, Miami's offense continues to take little baby steps forward, right? We've seen it in the first half right now. 5 drives, 4 touchdowns. And you got to think right now, if you're this Miami offense, that you just left one out there on the field. So look for them to be as aggressive as possible. I think we might just be throwing it on this one.
A.J. Allen in the backfield. Miami will begin this drive on their own 26-yard line. 4 receivers out there. Restrepo in the slot. Van Dyke going to work. Plenty of time. Over the middle to Restrepo. It's caught and taken down near midfield. Restrepo hurrying this thing up. A 23-yard gain. Miami on the move already.
Yeah, nice option route by Restrepo right there to go get yet another explosive play for this Miami offense.
2 wideouts to each side. Van Dyke. Pressure coming. Steps up in the pocket. Now rolling to his right. Throws on the run. He's got a man. George catches it, but they're going to say he's out of bounds. Tyler Van Dyke takes the snap. Throws it down the sideline to Restrepo, and Restrepo runs out of bounds near the 25-yard line at the 27. A first down for Miami. A gain there of 24. 33 seconds left in the half. Van Dyke got time, goes over the middle, got a man, touchdown! Touchdown Miami. Brashard Smith had the big kick return last week, now gets a receiving touchdown, and the Canes make quick work on that drive.
George, that might be the play of the game right there. But Bethune-Cookman is playing cover 2 all the way. Tyler Van Dyke does a great job of holding the safety with his eyes and exposing the middle of the field right there and getting a huge touchdown.
4 plays, 74 yards, 35 seconds off the clock. Borregales, the extra point, is up and good. Miami tacks on 7 more and lead 34-0.
And scoring 34 points in today's first half.
Kickoff here by Borregales, and Dees fair catches it. Tyler Van Dyke putting up big numbers. This trio here, you want to talk about a big 3, Orlando, you see it right there.
Yeah, Tyler Van Dyke, those weapons, and both of those guys, Restrepo and George, could do it all. They could do it on the outside and the inside. As you can see, already tonight, Restrepo over 100 yards, 120 yards. Kobe George in the end zone and 47 yards.
Van Dyke with 2 TDs in the air, 1 on the ground, showing off his wheels earlier in the air. And now Miami's defense, who has been all over the field today, back out there. Bethea in the gun. Hands it off. No, he does. He does hands it off to Basil. I thought he kept it there for a second. Apologies on that RPO. Not much there. Maybe a loss of 1.
Yeah, Chaz Williams does a great job of just getting in the backfield right at the snap and getting the tackle.
And that looks like it'll do it for the first half. Miami putting on a clinic here. You know his attention to detail, Orlando.
Yeah, he's a guy that doesn't matter. Don't look at the score. You know, he's looking for guys to go out there and execute. And as I could imagine, in the second half, we're going to see some guys go out there and get an opportunity to play.
Some of these young guys an opportunity.
Yeah, you want to develop, right? If you're Miami, you understand how your season shakes up. You know, you finished this thing with 8 in a row ACC games, so you want to make sure you could get some of these young guys ready to play so you can rely on them later on as the season progresses.
And Tyleik Bethea begins the second half with a pass to Tink Boyd over the middle, a 5-yard gain there for Bethune-Cookman. 2nd and 5 coming up. Bethea came in because Luke Sprague was hurt early in the first quarter. Eventually Basil now to his right in the backfield. Curious to see how Bethea reacts in the second half now that he's gotten some time to chat with the coaches and wasn't just kind of thrown into the action. Bethea drops back, pressure coming, steps up, and you see the wheels here, and he slides just in front of the marker. A 4-yard gain, 1 yard shy of the first down. Let's go down to Maryland again.
Bethune-Cookman's Raymond Woody explained that he continues to talk with his training staff about the opportunity for Luke Sprague to go back in the game. He said, I want him to have that opportunity, but they keep telling me it's not likely, it's probably not an opportunity, so it's Tyleik Bethea the rest of the way.
Thank you, Maryland. Third and 1 here for the Wildcats. Miami showing blitz. Here they come. Quick toss there and a completion for a first down to Tink Boyd.
Yeah, just a nice route.
Deus Richard in coverage there. 23 first downs to 3. Bethea with time, not anymore. Flushed out of the pocket by Leonard Taylor. He'll take off and run and will pick up a couple of yards there. A 4-yard gain for Bethea on the run. And this is probably what you'll see more of in this half. Coach Woody had told Maryland when he was inserted in the game that he's got that skill set. He's got a motor and he's got some wheels.
Yeah, right there, 4 plays for Bethune-Cookman to start this second half. And 2 of them have been plays that have resulted in a run by the quarterback. Defensively, the quarterback is the hardest person to account for. So I anticipate that as well, George, seeing a lot more of that in the second half.
Bethea under pressure, throws one up, and his receiver didn't see it. Pressure there by Corey Flagg. 3rd and 6 for the Wildcats. Bethea changing the play at the line of scrimmage.
Need your best play right here to continue to have this drive, have success on this drive.
Miami drops back in coverage. Bethea is going to take off and run, and he gets taken down by the shoulder pads. He's going to be near the sticks after a 6-yard gain.
Corey Flagg is flying all over the field right now.
First down for Bethea. This drive important for Bethune-Cookman because they really couldn't get much going outside of one drive. They got into Miami territory in the first half.
If you're Cookman, you're building the confidence. 2 first downs to start the second half.
Bethea rolling to his left, throws to the sideline and sails one over the head of his intended receiver. Tink Boyd in the backfield. They hand it off to Robinson up the middle. A short gain, but he loses the football. And it looks like Bethune-Cookman has recovered. Recovery there made by Christian Loving.
Yeah, just great job right there. Christian Loving staying active and staying alive, playing through the whistle to regain possession for this Cookman offense.
3rd and 13 for the Wildcats. Miami showing pressure at the line of scrimmage. Bethea checking with the sideline. I don't know how many 3rd and 13 plays you can draw up regardless of who you are.
Yeah, if you're Coach Goodyear, you got to be thinking of bringing pressure right here.
And there it comes. They pick it up. A quick toss to the boundary is complete to Davino Ellington, but a flag on the play. Be shy of the first down anyway. Back near the original line of scrimmage.
Defense, number 6, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Bethea. Pressure coming. He throws, finds a man, Davino Ellington at the 35. Hit and spun around and then taken down inside the 30-yard line. An excellent play there by Davino Ellington, the senior out of Panama City, Florida.
Yeah, showing his physicality on route. Not often do you get to see wide receivers show that they could be physical, but Davino Ellington just took everything that Miami's defense had, shot after shot, and held on to that football.
First down for the Wildcats. They're in Miami territory at the 29-yard line. Bethea starting to look a little more comfortable out there. Bethea under pressure. Spins out of trouble and loses the football. The ball is on the ground. Miami recovers it. Jacob Lichtenstein, the Broward County kid, recovers the football there for the Canes.
Yeah, great job. Just when Cookman is knocking at the door and moving the ball, Miami's defense able to come up huge by playing and working their butt off to make sure that they could have a big-time play.
Francisco Mauinoa causing the fumble. Cats cough up the football here. Francisco Mauinoa, helmet to the ball. Lichtenstein with the recovery. That fumble on the 11th play of the drive for Bethune.
Does a great job, George, of just Kiko Mainoa doesn't times it up. It's like the game is moving slower for him, where he's able to see it and put that helmet right on that football right there.
We have a quarterback change. Emory Williams is in the game. He handed it off to A.J. Allen for a gain of 3 there, but there are flags on the play. Williams, the freshman from Milton High School. Changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Van Dyke today was 19 of 23 for 247 yards, 3 TDs, 1 of those on the ground. Williams drops back, got time, goes to the boundary. It is caught by Jacoby George.
I love that Coach Dawson, even though there's a quarterback change, we're going to leave our guys out there to settle Williams down in the pocket. And, big body guy, has the NFL body type of a quarterback, where you continue to see the speed of these Miami receivers, where they're able to create separation whenever they would like to in the secondary of this Bethune-Cookman defense.
This Miami offense has been cooking today. 7 runs of 10+ yards, receptions of 20+ yards. They've got 6 of those, 5 of them to Xavier Restrepo. Williams dancing back there, sidearms it to Colby Young. Young trying to stretch for the first down near the 40-yard line. He'll be just shy, it looks like. A 16-yard gain for Colby Young.
In a 4th and short situation.
Bunch formation for the Canes. They hand it off. Bounces over the right side as A.J. Allen picks up the first down and then some, as he's dropped near midfield at the 47-yard line. So Tyler Van Dyke's day is done. This past weekend, though, big game for Van Dyke, big game for Tua. So if you were a Miami quarterback, it was a heck of a time to be you. 2 of those in the air, those touchdowns, 1 on the ground.
Showing his versatility.
Handoff up the middle as they cross midfield. A 5-yard gain for A.J. Allen with the youngster Emory Williams, the true freshman. Emory Williams, big kid, 6'5", 220. They are very high on him. And Chaney with a nice move, hesitation move, and bounces out to the left side. He'll be 2 yards shy of the first down. Both guys with touchdowns.
Yeah, they've done a great job of mixing it up and giving everybody an opportunity. I'm wondering, when does Chris Johnson get his opportunity, the freshman?
There's a possibility that could happen. And Chaney bounces off a defender, picks up the first down, and gets inside the 40-yard line to the 38, an 8-yard gain. I think that one, at least, I could have had a chance.
I'll put you on my back, baby.
You do that every week, partner. Emory Williams down the field. He's got a man. It is complete. They'll give him the catch at the 16-yard line. 22-yard gain there. Emory Williams to Brashard Smith. He got 2 feet down there. And Williams looking good out there, getting some experience. Remember now, as they hand it off up the middle, A.J. Allen spinning around, getting taken down near the 5-yard line, down to the 7. Tackle made by Steven Sparrow for Bethune-Cookman.
Right there, George, we saw Emory Williams carry out the fake after handing it off to A.J. Allen. Look for this young man to keep one down here.
9-yard gain, 10th play of the drive for the Canes. Second and 1. Handoff up the middle. And met with some resistance inside the 5. Gets the first down. Five seconds on the play clock. They hand it off to Allen. Bouncing it out. Gets in the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. A.J. Allen. His second touchdown of the game. And Miami running away with this one.
As we saw, Mario Cristobal, brought the big fellow over and said, hey, your night might be over after that personal foul earlier.
Borregales with the extra point is good. 11 plays, 69 yards, 6 minutes and 55 seconds off the clock. A time-consuming drive kept off
The ACC is looking bright, right? A lot of touchdowns coming out of the ACC right now.
ACC looking strong. They fared well against the SEC already. And Louisville and Jeff Brom putting up big numbers. Miami putting up big numbers too. 41 is pretty big and 499 in total yardage. Now Bethune-Cookman with the ball here. 1st and 10. In trouble, and Bethea goes down. A number of canes there.
I like the call. You know, you got Smith coming off the edge. We're not going to allow Bethune to get a rhythm like they did on the last drive.
Chase Smith there with the sack. 4th sack for the Canes. They had 3 in their first 2 games. Bethea goes down the field. Flag on the play. And they're going to say it's a catch, but whistles and laundry everywhere. The pass was completed.
I think a little bit of physicality on the edge from Miami right there. Might have been a little bit too physical, not allowing the receiver to get down the field.
Offside, defense number 24. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
3rd and 2 now. Jaden Bivens in the backfield. And he takes it, bounces it out to the left side. Will pick up a 1st down, but a flag on the play. 2 of them actually at the 33-yard line. 3rd and 12 from their own 23. And a new quarterback in there as Walter Simmons has checked in, and he runs out of bounds. Not enough for the 1st down, obviously.
Great.
And Bethune will have to punt.
Great job by Josh Horton getting after the passer right there, being able to flush Simmons out of the pocket and get the defense off the field.
But they had took a hard hit on the couple plays ago. Now maybe Simmons is checked in as he started the first couple games, and we knew they would play multiple quarterbacks, but this one bouncing towards the Canes, and Ray Joseph telling everyone to stay away, so Bethune will down it at the 27-yard line, a 50-yard punt, no return. Williams is back in the backfield. I mean, this is your homecoming too, as we've got 50 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. We got to talk about that this week with you. Mario Cristobal told us a great story that we're going to get to in the 4th quarter about your recruitment. That's a tease right there.
So you're just going to put me on blast like that,
oh,
huh,
like
George?
That, like that.
Just like
I'm
that, huh?
The entire audience know. Come the 4th quarter, we're letting it all out.
Yeah.
Late night in Miami.
Coach Cristobal knows where everything's buried. He knew me as an 18-year-old kid coming out of Atlantic High School up the road in Delray Beach.
You wondered if Chris Johnson would get in the game, and there he is. He is in the backfield with Emory Williams. 2nd and 9, Williams with time, goes to the sideline, completes it there to Tyler Harrell, who picks up a 1st down. A gain of 14.
Yeah, Stephon Peterman right there, just playing off coverage. You know, this Cookman defense, they like to play press bail with their cornerbacks.
It was okay. You know, there were some things that really showed up in a positive way. Was the second offense, with the quarterback in there going down the field and scoring. We're going to get some more guys involved, play some more football.
Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
There's Coach Cristobal with Maryland. Ray Joseph. A nice gain there. Now, this was your coach. This was your guy who recruited you. Now, he was gone after that, shortly thereafter, took the FIU head coaching job, his first head coaching job. But he told us a fun story about you and your recruitment, Orlando Franklin. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Maryland Payne with you here at Hard Rock Stadium as Miami is up big. Chris Johnson in the backfield with Emory Williams. And it was when Coach Cristobal was here and you were being recruited, as Williams dumps it down again to Ray. Picks up enough for the 1st down. Nope, they're going to say he's shy by about a yard. But wait, hold on. Let me tell the story before you try to skew the jury pool here.
Well, I was just trying to say that, Ray Josephs was as an 8th grader playing on varsity in high school. But
okay. I like that. I thought you were trying to steer me away from the conversation about during your recruitment. He was dating his then future wife, right? His wife, Jessica. And flags on the play. So Coach Cristobal's going to make dinner for his girlfriend, who later becomes his future wife. He's going to cook dinner. He's cooking pasta. He's getting ready for the meal, this, that, and the other. Then all of a sudden, some young man, Emory Williams goes down. A violent hit there by Eddie Walls, the defensive lineman for Bethune-Cookman. And he says he gets a call from a young Orlando Franklin and says, "Coach, I don't know if I'm going to come down to Miami. I may be going to play for the Florida Gators." And Coach Cristobal says, "I'll be right there." And he calls his future wife and says, "Young lady, we're going to have to cancel this dinner. I got to go talk to this young man." He drove about an hour or so north to talk to you till allegedly like 1 in the morning, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Coach Cristobal got in that car, and he was just like, "Hey, hold on. I'm going to call you back here in a second." Never got that call back, George, but about an hour and 15 minutes later, got a knock at the front door, opened it up, and saw Mario Cristobal right there.
There you are right there, Big O, with Mom, offensive lineman here for a number of years, 39 starts. By the way, that last punt, 47 yards. That's the first punt for Miami today. But you, Orlando Franklin, just an incredible time. I'm sure you're glad you made that decision when Coach Cristobal came to visit you that you were going to stick with Miami.
Oh, absolutely. Best 4 years of my life. I owe a lot of where I'm at today because of Mario Cristobal.
Walter Simmons back at quarterback for Bethune. Basil taken down at the 25. Let's go down to Maryland.
It's clear not only, Orlando, how much you appreciate Mario, but when he talks to us, I mean, you saw that interview. They did okay, he said, through 3 quarters, up 41-0. He lit up, and Canes fans would never believe it if they've only watched these interviews where he is so frustrated about the smallest details. The takeaway from Mario Cristobal telling that story is how much he loves his players, even this far out from their careers. And when he did go to FIU, I'm interested, Orlando, where have you seen that show up as he's recruited guys just since he's been back to the U?
That's the thing. From day one, when Mario Cristobal identifies a recruit, he lets that recruit know that he's family. Mario dug into every bit of my past and understood everything about me. I look at him and I'm so excited that he's back here at the University of Miami because Miami's going to have a bright future under Coach Cristobal.
Born and raised here in South Florida, Christopher Columbus High School. Played for Coach Dennis Erickson. And a true Cuban American, as he sent me some Cuban coffee before the game with my name on it. An assistant walked up to us pregame while we're on the field, kind of checking out the players, and he comes up to me and says, "This is from Mario." And it was a little small Cuban coffee, or as Coach Cristobal has told me in the past, Cuban rocket fuel, as he likes to call it.
I'm still fired up. Love it. We had it a couple hours ago.
We all had a little bit.
One of my things that I saw this week, and I heard Mario talk about when we were on a call with him on Zoom, was after Miami had the big win last week against Texas A&M, he went and showed his players newspaper clippings and being praised and being, it's great. But he talks about being motivated internally or externally.
Fifth 3 and out for Bethune, 40-yard punt, no return for Ray Joseph. We're back here in just a moment. Football, welcome back to ACC Network Thursday Night College Football, presented by Dr. Pepper. Emory Williams with the handoff to Chris Johnson. Coach Cristobal told us, wait till you see that kid. He's a blur, and he definitely has a ton of speed out there. They are very excited about that young man after a 4-yard gain there. Second down upcoming.
Yeah, a wholesale shift now, getting some of the younger guys on that offensive line, and Miami's still being efficient in the run game with 4 yards right there.
Coach Cristobal talked a lot about the young guys with us, talked about the scout team with us as well, about how they look at that as a developmental process, and the goal is to get 6 or 10 players there. As Emory Williams in trouble, gets out of it and almost throws an interception. Dangerous pass there. Iverson Clement almost comes up with it. 3rd and 6 upcoming from the 36-yard line. Quick toss. Wide receiver screen there for Robbie Washington. And he picks up a first down.
That play was made possible by Matthew McCoy. The big right tackle goes out there and gets a nice block to kick out the defender, where now you're able to kind of cut back in there, accelerate, and get the first down.
We're starting to see more of the youngsters out there. We saw Ray Joseph from Miami Edison, now Robbie Washington from Miami Palmetto.
You want these guys to develop, right? As the game goes along, hopefully everybody can go out there and run this offense efficiently now that you have your 2s and 3s out there.
1st and 10 from the 46, and Johnson spun around for a short gain of about 1.
Such great football played in this state, right?
Yeah.
In South Florida, you grow up watching the Miami Hurricanes, and now Miami's rumbling back, winning some football games. So they're back at the top where kids are looking at this saying, I want to go there and be there one day.
Another catch there by Robbie Washington, picks up another first down, a gain of 18 on the play, and the youngster doing a fantastic job in his action tonight. Washington chose Miami over Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Michigan, and LSU, and Auburn as well. Emory Williams has been fairly impressive. Outside of a few plays here and there, he dumps it off to Jaleel Skinner, the tight end. His first action of the season, gets near the sticks, 10-yard gain.
You can see why this coaching staff is excited about Emory Williams. Right there, George, was a triple option. Fake it to the running back, I could pull it myself, or I could throw it. And Emory Williams decides to throw it and goes and gets 9.
Williams, 9 of 10 for 93 yards. Miami's offense, to your point, though, Shannon Dawson has been an incredible find, and him and Lance Guidry both, the defensive coordinator, so both coordinators, great teachers, and they're working with talent as Emory Williams misses his target there, intended for Riley Williams, the freshman tight end out of Portland, Oregon, played at IMG, 6'6", 240, and boy, are they excited about him. But Coach Cristobal told us that his goal here is to win championships, plural. That's what Miami does. And he said before he goes to his grave, he wants to be hoisting championship after championship. Against Ohio State at Oregon, that was at Ohio State. Chris Johnson, you see the speed down the sideline in the end zone, touchdown! Chris Johnson turned on the Jets and tacked on 6 more for the Canes.
Chris Johnson, an exciting young running back. We've seen so many different running backs play for this Miami team, but I think for me, George, this young man excites me the most. You know, he has a track and field background, and right there he showed you that track and field background getting to the corner. But the most impressive thing was breaking 2 tackles, breaking one that could have been for a loss, and also breaking one on the exterior to get in that end zone.
Low snap, kick is good though. Canes up 48-0. And the talent is on full display for the University of Miami. After a big win against Texas A&M, no letdown here. Garb, the kickoff by Borregales. Lindsey in the backfield with Simmons. Handoff up the middle, not much there. Perhaps a loss of 1 on the play. Father, Walter Jr., played D-tackle at Bethune-Cookman, a legacy player.
Getting Miami to show what shell they're in right there. Slowing the tempo down.
Simmons drops back under pressure. He's going to take off and run. Down the sideline near the sticks and pushed out of bounds by Marcellus Pulliam, the linebacker for the Canes. 16 yards on that last play, the longest for Bethune-Cookman today from scrimmage.
Crucial 2 yards right here. Let's see what Cookman offense does.
Trips receivers to the left. He throws to the right. He's got a man, and it is complete to Tink Boyd. A first down there for the young man out of Richmond, Virginia. Transfer from Virginia Tech.
Richard, their field corner right there, just playing soft coverage and allowing Tink Boyd to get up on his heels and now come back to the football to gain that first down.
A lot of youngsters out there for Miami's defense, obviously. You want to get those guys playing time. And for Bethune-Cookman, as Simmons keeps again, heads for the sidelines, a short gain there. But if you're Miami, the objective coming into this one obviously is to win the game. Of course you want to win the game. It was just a matter of how they would win the game. But injury-free. And right now, they came in with a couple of injuries. A couple of guys didn't play. Nigel Lee Kelly, Mesidor didn't play. Dean didn't play. But no injuries to speak of, to my knowledge, thus far tonight either.
Yeah, that's huge for this whole entire football team because you don't want to...
Picked off on the free play. Richard running it back and taken down near the 30-yard line. A flag on the play. That'll be against Miami.
Yeah, I think they're going to get a false start right here on Miami, so I think this one's coming back.
Defense number 39, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Watch the football right there to not have a false start.
2nd and 4 now from the 43-yard line. Simmons drops back. He's flushed out of the pocket, rolling to his left, throws a ball too high for his intended target, Cameron Overton. 3rd and 4. Canes a little aggressive there on the line, almost jumped again.
Well, you know how it is. When you're up big, it's time to pad the stats, try to get some sacks.
Well, and some of these young guys don't get in there that often, to your point. Here comes pressure. Simmons finds his man. Down the sideline is Lindsey, cutting back inside and taken down inside the 40-yard line. A first down there. 18-yard gain. Now their longest from scrimmage after that play. Miami showing blitz. And Simmons will look at the sideline. Bethune-Cookman just trying to get on the board here. They don't want to get shut out. Oh, and the incredible play there. Wow, Damari Brown like a heat-seeking missile.
Last week we saw Jaden Davis have a huge play to disrupt the backfield. This week it's Damari Brown just coming in with bad intentions and meeting the running back as he's getting the football and just taking it to Lindsey right there.
You don't see the helmet fly that far that often. Simmons finds a man, he's open. It's Basil out of the backfield, makes a man miss, diving towards the end zone and taken down inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line.
To now go get back to it and find another explosive play to put you on the goal line.
Bobby Washington takes him down, and up the middle, not much there for Basil as they try to get him to pay off the drive.
Both teams with a lot to prove right here. If you're Miami's defense, you want to protect the goose egg, and if you're Cookman's offense, you want to get on the board.
Simmons with the keeper, tries to get to the pylon. He reaches in. Touchdown. Touchdown, Walter Simmons, a 7-yard scamper. And the Wildcats are on the board here with 1:19 to go in the contest. Walter Simmons, first rushing TD of the season and the first of his career. The extra point is up and good. 1:19 to go in this one. Matter that Wayne was autistic or had a mild case of Down syndrome. They were best friends. So Judette pondered to different ways to honor his brother. As a big return there from Miami into Bethune territory. And Hurricanes football was always near the top of the list. He told the University of Miami it was the year UM was selected to play in the Champs Sports Bowl against Wisconsin in 2009. I'd never been to a bowl game before. And he said, I thought to myself, might as well do it there. I bought shoulder pads and everything. And he comes to every home game ever since Orlando and Maryland.
Wow. That's the first game I played left tackle for the University of Miami.
There you have
that game.
There you have it. But what an incredible story. Thank you for the University of Miami for providing that for us. And all those details.
Yeah, that's such a cool story. Obviously you never want anything like that to happen, but shout out to this young man that keeps the honor of his brother alive.
Family first, man.
By doing this. Miami games get hot. You know, for you to show up in the stands and have that equipment on, that's true commitment. But I know his brother's smiling down on him for sure.
No doubt. And you would know because you've worn that uniform proudly, and he wears it proudly as well to honor his brother who's no longer with us. May he rest in peace. 30 seconds to go in this one. Miami trying to run out the clock. Chris Johnson, who scored earlier on a touchdown, gets inside the 40. 2-yard gain.
Love the fact that Miami right there is still giving the opportunity to the young guys to get better. You know, they could have came out and took a knee, but you got to love that these guys have played all the way through the whistle. No drop off for this Canes team on a short week. You know, coming out here and finding a way to get it done tonight.